How you doing, everybody? I'm Scott Jelinek, the founder of the Master Investor Academy, and today I'm going to do a short video for you on how do you choose the right mentor or coach for your real estate investing business. So first of all, I just wanted to separate what is the difference between a mentor and coach. And I don't know what the dictionary difference is, but I'm going to tell you the difference that I have in my head anyway. To me, a mentor is somebody who gives advice and helps out basically with your decision making, but is an unpaid person. I don't agree with a paid mentor. I think a mentor is somebody that's successful, has already been successful, preferably older or retired in the industry that you're looking for mentorship in. In this case, it would be as a real estate investor, somebody that's further down the road and now just enjoys being a part of the game, enjoys helping you out. I have people that mentor me, and I can tell they love the fact that I'm still doing it. They're older guys and they've been through it all, and I take their advice. When they give it, I take it. They don't charge me anything. I might pay for lunch or pay for beers, but really they just enjoy helping me. This is not their business anymore. They've been through it. They own 50, 80 rentals now, free and clear, and they don't flip anymore. Maybe they do some lending. This is my idea of what a mentor is. I get a lot of conflicting reviews from people on what a mentor or a coach is, and that's my opinion of what a mentor is. I'm not saying that that's the dictionary definition. A coach, on the other hand, in my opinion, that's somebody who's pushing you and training you, pushing you, strategizing with you, and holding you accountable. In my opinion, that's very different than a mentor. My mentor just advises me, but a coach is saying, did you get this done? Are you going to go call these people now? Are you going to do this? And they're giving you lists, and they're giving you stuff. You have to tasks you have to get done. That's the big difference in my head anyway for what a mentor is and what a coach is. As far as finding a mentor, based on my definition of what a mentor is, that is something that you're going to have to get through time. I can't actually teach you how to find a mentor because that's through your own networks, through your own people. A mentor should be local, in my opinion. People that you come across. Very likely it could be your hard money lender or somebody that you meet throughout business as you're talking. I don't know exactly how to find that exact person other than just through your daily travels and through your business, see who you come up with. Coach, on the other hand, there's coaches readily available. Now, some of them call themselves mentors, and maybe they are, but in my definition, they're coaches. The coaches are everywhere. I'm a coach. They're local, they're nationwide. There's all kinds of coaches out there, and this is where the challenge comes in for you when you know it's time, you know you need a coach, you want to take your business to the next level, and so I'm just giving you a few pointers on how to determine who to take on as a coach. And first off, let me tell you, I'm not pitching you my services here. I only take a handful of people every year, and so I don't even have any availability. I'm just trying to help out the people who do follow my videos and how to make a better decision when they're looking for a coach for themselves. First of all, the biggest question, do I take a local coach or a long-distance coach? That's a tricky question, and I'm going to tell you the pros and cons with it. First of all, a local coach, obviously the big pro for a local coach is he knows your market. You can call him and say, I got a property on ABC Street, and he knows that street. He's probably done deals on that street, and he can help you with how much it should sell for, how much you should pay for it. He can help you when you get a deal on wholesaling because he has his own list. So he can help you in a lot of ways that a long-distance coach couldn't help you. There's a big benefit to a local coach. One of the things I got to tell you right now is I don't do local coaching. I have a couple people locally that I've helped, but for the most part, I don't want local coaching because I still actively invest every day. And so the more people I train with my specific strategies, the more competition I'm going to have. And I know, I've always been a believer of there's enough business out there for everyone, and there is. However, when somebody's a distressed seller and they inherited a house, say, and it needs work, they're going to start calling 2, 3, 5, 10 people till they get, the deal done. Well, if I trained another 20 people here locally or 50 people here locally, I just created the competition that much harder for myself now to get that motivated seller's deal. There are plenty of deals. However, when a specific deal comes up, there's only going to call but so many people until they do a deal. So that's a reason why I don't coach here locally. And that's got to be something for you to think about when you find someone local. There's a lot of downsides to local, and I'm going to tell you about them. First of all, most people find their local coach at a real estate investors group. I always recommend, if you follow my videos, I do recommend to join the local real estate investors associations. However, there are a lot of predators at these meetings, and what I mean by that is there's a lot of wolves in sheep's clothing that operate under the guise of I'm here to help, or I want to teach, I'm more experienced, I'll mentor you. But really what they're doing is you're the mark. They're setting you up for either they're going to get deals and they're going to wholesale them to you for high prices than it shouldn't wholesale for, or they're going to get you to take their bad deals. I screwed up on this, now I'm going to, yeah, it's a great deal, you're going to love it. And put you into, you got to be really careful with these local guys because, you know, you don't know their motives. You don't know their motivation. They may say, well, I'm not charging you anything. You know, I'm just going to partner with you. And really what they're doing is they're getting you to either use your money, credit, or resources to buy off their bad deals or to buy their deals, period. It's just something to be aware of. Now, I'm not saying that all local coaches are bad, and I'm not saying that everybody in the RIA meetings are bad. I'm sure there's plenty of good ones, but I have seen through my own eyes when I've been at these meetings where I've seen people, when the new guys come in, I mean, they're, no, come with me and put the arm around them and I'm here to help. And I'm just shaking my head because I feel like, you know, you're walking into the wolves' den and they're, you know, they're going to take advantage of you sometimes, not always. That, you know, that's a big thing with local. Local scares me a little bit because you don't know what their motives are, and you know, you don't know if they're just taking advantage of you, trying to give you information so they can sell you some stuff. You gotta always think, if they are doing so great locally, why do they want to teach somebody else now to compete with them? It's something I always think, not necessarily saying I'm right. You know, I'm sure there's local coaches who do great and are doing good things. That's just my 2 cents. The next thing, when you're determining who you're going to use as your coach, is, are they successful? And this is important. This is so important because literally you can read a book. You can go to Barnes & Noble and read 2 or 3 or 4 real estate books and feel like you know everything, and go out tomorrow and advertise, I'm a real estate coach, and people will pay you. I mean, I'm not saying you should do this. I'm just saying you really don't know. You need to pay close attention to the person you're dealing with and make sure that they aren't just knowledgeable, but they are also successful. They've done this and they do it and it works, not just in theory, but they actually cash checks. This is challenging because, especially now local, it's easier to see. You can see where they live, you can see their car, you can see how their lifestyle is. But long distance, a lot of that you're judging based on testimonials, their website, and so it's challenging. And yes, people put checks on their sites, you know, I don't trust any of those, and I don't know if you do, but you can photocopy copies of your checks and say, hey, look, I did this deal. I'm always skeptical of when I see those checks. So that makes it a little bit challenging for you. You have to, I'm saying on one hand, you want to make sure the person you're dealing with is successful. And on the other hand, I'm saying it's very hard to know if they're actually successful or just advertising like they are. But that's something that's really important. You do not want to take advice ever from somebody who makes less money than you. That's, you know, rule number 1. There was an old thing I once heard that talked about Wall Street. Wall Street is the only place on a planet where a guy will drive his Rolls Royce to the building to go to an office to take advice from a guy who drove the subway in, to take financial advice at that. And that works on Wall Street. It doesn't work anywhere else in the world. You only take advice from people who are successful in the field they are giving you advice in. That should go unsaid, but you'd be surprised how many broke people are trying to give people advice, how many divorcees are trying to give relationship advice. And you know, it's amazing out there, the advice that's given all the time. So it's your job to be careful on who you take advice from. Don't just take it because it's given. You need to know the person you're dealing with is in fact successful at what they're training you in. So one way that you can is testimonials. You know what? Don't be afraid to ask for not just the testimonials that are on their site, but hey, would you mind giving me, you know, a name and number or 2 or 3 of your students that you previously coached so I can get it, you know, real live, call them and see how they're doing or how they liked it, how they liked the whole experience. I think that's a great way to do it. Franchises do it all the time. Whenever you buy a franchise, they let you call all the previous franchisees and you can ask them. So this way you don't have to worry about what's written. You ask them, well, you signed up for a Subway and how did you like it? What was your experience? Would you do it again? This is my opinion. That's the best referral is, you know, you actually call them and don't just take a one quote, but you actually call them and ask them, what did you learn? Are you successful now? Did you end up doing deals? You know, this is the kind of stuff you want to know. Number 3, and this is kind of a big one, the money. How much are they charging you and how are they charging it? Now, obviously, I believe coaching is valuable. I teach it, I charge for it, I believe coaching is valuable. And if you use it properly, you can turn your life around like that and start making some money. So let's get that off the table right now. I don't believe it should be free. I believe coaching has a value. And if somebody does it as a job, they are going to coach you, not just answer a question when you call. They're going to push you to be successful. I believe they deserve to be compensated. However, recently, and I say recently, probably over the last 10 years, it has gotten out of control. I mean, there's people charging 30 grand, 40 grand, 50 grand. It's insane. And what's more so than the money, they charge it right up front. They want the money the day you sign up with them, and then most of these people they probably never see again, never hear from them again, and they're paying $50,000. If you don't believe me, I'm not going to give any names here on here, but just Google some of the big ones, the ones you see on TV that come around the country and advertise free seminar. Look at their programs. Their coaching programs are going to range from $30,000 to $50,000. It's insane. So anyway, how do I think that you should find somebody to pay? I know the way that I charge. Basically, the way I charge is very small up front, but then we partner basically. We partner on your first 3 deals. The only way I'm making $50,000 on your coaching is if you're making $50,000, in which case it still seems like you paid a lot, but not so much because you also got a check for the same amount. So the way I do it is through a partnership based. A lot of the ones I see nationwide do it that way. And that's how I suggest for you, if you're looking for a coach, find someone who's going to get paid based on performance. They're going to get paid more if they make you make more money. If they want you to just write a big check the day you sign up with them, that's not the coach for you. Trust me on this. You don't want to just write a $20,000, $30,000, $50,000 check and hope that you're successful. Go with one of these programs where you pay a small upfront fee and then they get paid based on how much money you make. And the important part of what I just said is you. They get paid on what you make. They get a percentage. Usually it's a 50-50 split for your first couple deals. That's more than fair in my opinion because now you're making money. You're actually doing the business and getting a check. When you just write this 30 grand up front, it's insane. Most people never go to step 2, step 3, step 4. They never do anything else. They just wrote that huge check because they were involved and excited in the moment, and then nothing else ever happens. And it's really, really sad. I have helped people that literally have spent $50,000 on a coaching program from a guy with a very famous rich dad, and we'll just leave it at that. Anyway, and he learned nothing. And then he came to me afterwards, and basically I got him going for a fraction. I got him going, I got him doing deals, and I speak to him to this day, and he's forever thankful. He spent all that money just because he was excited and hyped up, and he wrote a check. And that's kind of what prompted me to want to do this video, because it's amazing how people don't even know, how do you find a coach? How do you find out who's legit and who's not? There's a ton of people out there. And one of the biggest ways, people who are going to not take the money up front. You got to think, if they really believe that what they're going to do is going to work for you, they don't need all the money up front. And the guy who tells you they need you to stroke a check for 50 grand, well, guess what? They don't think they're ever going to see you again, and they just want that check now. And I'm not saying that's definitely their case. You know, everybody's different, but that's just my 2 cents. Anyway, I hope this video helps you. I'm really just trying to give you some information here on when you get to that point where you want to take it to the next level and you're looking for a coach, how do you go about finding the right one for you? And so I hope this video helps. Subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions, by all means, comment down below. I'd be happy to answer anything for you. I answer all my questions personally, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.